So we're bringing the concept to impact, and basically Living Lab, you may have already understand, but it's a method to bring stakeholders together to develop and test new ways to solve a problem in their region. So the underlying idea is that practical solutions must be collaboratively created in real settings. And Living Lab are basically a key elements in action-oriented and multi-actor approach in research in rural diversity and societal transformation. So just to present our two speakers. So thank you for being here with us today, Marité Guevara and Andreu Blanch. So Andreu Blanch is working for the Entitat Municipal Descentralizada de San Miguel de Belenia and is involved in the data collection and fieldwork of the Osona Living Lab, and he has expertise in geographic information system, while Marité Guevara is coordinating the Osona Living Lab, and she's responsible for planning and execution of the Ursilia Foundation educational projects and participatory processes. Sorry. So they are here with us to present the work that has been done and is still ongoing on this Living Lab. So yeah, Marité and Andreu, if you're ready, the floor is yours.
Okay. Good evening, and thank you for being here. Today we are going to share with you a little bit of the story behind our Living Lab from our conceptual approach to the impact the Living Lab is having so far. So, Valentin, could you go to the next slide? So basically, our Living Lab goal is to enhance the quality of life of the town, which name is San Miquel de Balañá. San Miquel de Balañá is a small town in Osona County in the region of Catalonia, Spain. And our conceptual approach is to develop a quality of life index to identify the challenges and support data-driven decisions. Second, to embed this quality of life index into policy processes and local development strategies. And then to introduce an innovative approach to urban planning and territorial planning. Next slide, Valentin. And here, for us, it's really important to enhance the quality of life of this town. As you can see in the top left picture, this town has something that is peculiar, that it has, it's a small town that has around 1,400 inhabitants, but it's the home of more than 30 industries, most of them concentrated in an industrial area. But the separation between the town center and this industrial area is not clear defined. So as you can see in the picture in the bottom left corner, you can see that there is a lot of, for example, traffic of big trucks crossing the town. So it's not very pedestrian friendly. And also this town has a train station that's positive. The point is that because of that not clear separation between the industrial area and the town center, many people who lives in the industrial area, actually, you can see that there are some buildings where people live there. They have to cross on daily basis to catch the train or even to buy some groceries to the town center. Even though, there are positive dimensions in this town. These towns, they enjoy beautiful agricultural landscapes. And in the last 5 years, basically due to the action of the local residents, there have been more than 3 big green spaces developed in the town. Considering this, and given this situation, in the coming years, there will be like big infrastructure changes in this town, including road bypass, so the trucks won't have to cross the town, and the duplication of the train tracks. So that will impact this town a lot. So we thought that it was the a good idea and a good timing to to understand and study what is the quality of life in this town. Next slide, Valentin. So basically, we in our Living Lab experiment, we develop a quality of life index that Andreu is going to explain a little bit more in more detail. That follows 3 phases for data collection. In the first phase, we collected data via data scrapping, through GIS fieldwork, sensors. We put some sensors in the town to gather data about noise and air pollution. And then we also gathered data through official databases. We also conduct a survey with a map pictioner, which is a map-based tool that allows users to respond to the question by pinpointing on a map. So we gather subjective and objective data from that survey. For example, we asked like what type of devices the residents use for cooling or heating their houses. We asked other question as how many people live in each house, things like that. But also we asked them to pinpoint on a map the places where they feel unsafe, or the places where they like to have a walk, or the places where they will go even in if there's a heat event during the summer, for example. And then we also have a third phase for basically to validate that the data that we already collected. And then we organize a participatory workshop using these photo elicitation techniques, where here we offer to the participants in a workshop in the town fete to choose the pictures that evoke more positive or negative emotion, and to pinpoint in a map where those pictures were related. And it was really surprising how that map was really similar to the summary map that we are going to show you in a couple of slides. Next slide. Then Andreu, it's your turn.
Hello, you can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, hello to everyone. Thanks, Valentin. Okay, yes, as Marite said, we are in a really small area, San Miguel de Balañá, where I work. And for the quality of life index, we use 3 decimal methodology with different indicators in the 3 dimensions. You can see in the slide, we use good life enablers with a total was 13 indicators. The first dimension was quantitative and objective data using different methodology as data scrapping. We did the field work and other methodology. And the second and third dimension, we obtained different data across the Maptioner tool with qualitative and subjective data that for us was really, really important during the process. The next slide, please, Valentin. Yeah, how the quality of life index was influenced local and decision making. The impact for us, the most relevant element was obtaining an index at a scale below the municipality to carry out an analysis on a very local scale with the aim of having more accurate information for the future, for the present and future interventions in the urban scale. Okay, we are a RUSTIK living lab. We are in a rural area, but we obtain a lot of data with inside of the urban in a urban scale. The next slide, please. Yes, here you can see the results separated into objective indicators on the left and subjective ones on the right. Both have many similarities in the results, especially in the most densely populated areas and close to the main road with the lowest results in terms of quality of life index. And now here you can see in the different maps, the red areas are the low quality of life index, and the red ones was the highest results of the quality of life index. This is one of the most important things in our analysis to see the difference between different neighborhoods and how we can improve our urban planning in the future.
Yes,
Marita?
I mean, here in terms of impacts, of course, I mean, this quality of life index has helped us to identify the low quality of life areas, but also have guide the discussion of urban renewal, pedestrian safety, and commercial revitalization. And if you go to the next slide, Valentin, here in the map, you see the previous map where we see in red the low quality of life areas, and then you see and on the side, you see another map, which is a map of the urban planning renewal. I mean, in the red area, what we have is a road, and then we have a lot of traffic. We have these big trucks going by on daily basis. This is not pedestrian at all. So in terms of urban planning, they want to, instead of having a road, they will make a street that you see this thin like orange line. And then they're planning to make other interventions to make this town more pedestrian friendly. So in this regard, this quality of life, we are integrating it into municipal planning. Also, this quality of life index is going to be used because since we are this town, there's going to be implemented a road bypass, and the construction will start next month. So at the end, and in 2026, this quality of life index, we will use it again to sort of to assess the intervention. But also, this quality of life index justifies the resource allocation and the funding priorities that it has. Different. Then next slide. Also, this quality of life index and the experiments has helped to enhance this stakeholder engagement. Like cities, the town citizens, they have participated in the workshop, in the photo elicitation workshops. They have participated in surveys. We have go to schools, to the homes where the elderly people go there during the day. So we have talked with the youngsters. So we have been talking with a lot of citizens. So we have sort of increased their involvement in policymaking. And also that has led to more community support on the urban planning initiatives that are going on. Next slide. But I mean, we create this sort of infographic. It's just to tell us that in terms of influencing policy making and scaling our project, we always say that we have sort of a matryoshka, because I mean, we understood that to scale the project and to have impact in policy making from the outset of the project, we have to engage the policymakers and engage them in a continuous basis. And then we are also acknowledge that us, I mean, from Ercilia Foundation or Andreu from the town, we didn't have sort of the capacity to basically our capacity and our competencies was to advocate for the town's quality of life, because we don't have urban planning competencies. But then from the beginning, we work even in the selection of the indicators of the quality of life index with the Seva municipality, because this town, this San Miguel de Balaña town, is part of the Seva municipality. So we engage them even in the indicator selection, because they have local urban planning capacities and competencies, and they are they have the role, are in charge of the urban management of the town. But also we engage from the beginning of the project the Mancomunitat, which is the square in green. And we engage them from the beginning. Actually, the Mancomunitat, we are constantly talking with them. Actually, I think that Andreu had a meeting with them yesterday, basically because they are in charge of the local waste management, the environmental protection, the social services, and the promotion of the economic development. So all the results that we have gathered in our Living Lab experiment is really meaningful for them. And then since the beginning of the project, we have also been in contact with the Provincial Council of Barcelona, which is the Diputació de Barcelona, since they have the technical, the legal, and they give financial support for urban regeneration to small municipalities. And in terms of scaling the project, it's really important to have them, because they sort of give this type of technical, legal, and financial support to more than 300 municipalities in Catalonia. And then also we have been in contact with the government of Catalonia. Actually, the road bypass, their departments design it, approve the road bypass, and they are actually implementing the project. And this project actually will have a big impact in the town. So next slide. Andreu.
Yeah, sorry. What we are working with now is to integrate with urban planning tools. Is really quite important for us to offer a new tool for defining territorial strategic planning process. We are creating a synergy among different stakeholders. As Marite said yesterday and the other weeks, we have a lot of different meetings with the different stakeholders to share the data, not only the quality of life results. Maybe they need just one data to use in a different process. And another important part is to analyze the impact of different assessment. Not that the index will serve as a tool to evaluate the different projects that are ongoing on the territory in the future. And another thing that is quite important is to align local needs and strategies with external funding opportunities. Now I see in the chat a question about were the local authorities surprised by the results of the quality of life mapping? Okay, probably the results of the quality of life, the main result of the quality of life index in the map, maybe we know the results before the index, probably in the main results, but now we have a really good tool to share with different stakeholders to explain what is going on in our town, and to find different funding opportunities. And it's really easy to explain now what is happening in San Miguel de Balaña with this tool. And the next slide, please, Valentin. Now here we collect different insights to improve the data strategies. Thanks. The first is to link data to policy and governments, as we say. Diverse data sources and methods for us is really new to work with data in San Miguel de Balaña. It's not often for us to work with data. To ensure the accessibility and the inclusivity with the data, because we collect a lot of data from subjective surveys in the town, as well to address privacy and trust concerns with data. The other one is to build trust engaging policymakers and local community this is why we're working. This is what we are working now as well. And the 6 and 7, 8 points is quite maybe now and in the future, but it's really, really important for us to build local capacity to work with data, because it's not our day work in San Miquel de Balañá. And we are the developed data dashboard that Marta explained before, that we can use all our data that we collect in the RUSTIK viewer, and also in Seva, that is the other municipality. They have a viewer, a geo viewer also, that we can use the data then. It's quite good for us. And the other part is to ensure the long-term data sustainability, that all the meetings that we have now is to share and explain the quality of life index and how all the data we can use in the future, for not just for San Miquel de Balañá, for the rest of the stakeholders with different activities in our territory. And I think that is, yeah. Thank you very much, Marita. I think that's...
Thank you very much to both. We get a really good insight into what is happening actually in Osona in a living lab, how it works with engaging with policymakers from the beginning of the process until the end.